everybody. Welcome to part 3 in my 3-part series dedicated to taking traditional clave rhythms and using them to groove on the drum set. So this groove is geared more towards the advanced level students, and it's going to focus a lot on independence, but at the same time laying down a fat groove. So let's get right to it. In this video, when I'm breaking down the groove for you guys, I'm going to be using my left foot on the hi-hat, but I actually use it on a cowbell pedal, basically, so my left foot is doing that sound happening instead of this. But I'm going to break it down with it so you guys have a visual of what's going on with the left foot. Now, before I start breaking things down for you guys, I just want to remind you that you can find the transcription of today's lesson packaged with this video, so you can take it out, go over it, and take your time learning this groove. You don't have to rush. So let's take another short look at the groove before we start to get into it. We're going to establish a funky backbeat on the drum set, and then we're going to use our hi-hat foot to add in a 3/2 son clave. Okay, so that's going to be going along with the groove, so we really have some independence going on, but it really adds a lot of flavor to the groove. Now, this is actually a 2-bar phrase, but the drum beat itself does not change at all. The only thing that's changing is that in the first measure, the 3/2 son clave, the last hit in the clave is left out. Okay, we just leave it out. And then in the second measure of the 2-bar phrase, the whole clave is there. So you have the final hit of the clave and you're voicing it. So let's start by breaking down the first measure. First, let's look at the ride pattern. So we have just straight quarter notes on the bell of the ride. This 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously that's simple. So now let's add in the snare drum. It's going to be added in on the 2, the of 2, the 3, and then 4. So we have now we just add the bass drum in on 1 and the end of 3, and we have the funk backbeat groove going. So the easy part's out of the way. Now it's time to get our left foot doing some crazy clave action. Now, there are 2 things that I mentioned before that I want to bring your attention to again, which is, 1, my left foot is going to be playing on a cowbell or clave pedal when I'm actually playing, but for the demonstration, while we're breaking it down, I'm going to use the hi-hat so that you can actually get a visual and see what the left foot is doing. The second thing I want to remind you about is that it's a 2-bar phrase, and that in the first bar, we're going to be omitting the last note in the clave pattern. So it's going to be 1 E N 2 E N 3 E N 4 E N. Okay? But that's only in the first bar. So in the second bar, we are playing the entire phrase. So what I'm going to do is when I'm breaking it down for you guys now, I'm actually going to break down the groove with the entire clave pattern in there so that when you want to learn the first bar, you can just omit the last hit in the clave. So let's take it extremely slow, and I'm going to count it out in 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 Alright, so once you guys get comfortable kind of adding in that clave, we're going to get it up to speed, and we're also going to remember to drop out the last hit in the clave in the first bar of the groove. So it'll end up sounding like this. There it is, guys. Great groove to have fun with and challenge yourself at the same time. And also, you might notice that I throw in a little rough there leading into the 1 of the groove. It just gives a little more of a funky thing going on, more emphasis on that 1. So, you know, you could play around with that idea once you're comfortable. So I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did, and I will be seeing you guys soon, hopefully. So, till next time, practice hard, play harder. I'm out.